I think I'll be voting for the Conservatives, in my opinion.
Why do you say Conservatives?
Okay, I've seen some of the whack-ass shit that he's done, like, in the past, and I don't care if it's an...
But the thing is, like, when you accept immigrants, there is an expectation that you provide them housing, social services, and other things. So it is the expectation coming in here. Obviously, like, you're like, it's almost like us versus them type of thing, where it's Canadians versus immigrants, and it doesn't have to be this way. Like,
from what we've seen, Liberals have never had much success in Canada. It's always Conservative.
What do you think about Pierre Poilievre?
I'm not a fan. I think he's a populist leader. I don't think he's going to be good for Canada. He allied himself with Trump along with...
Because of him, inflation's happening. We need like a better leader. Honestly, I feel like I could do the job.
So there's a saying that Pierre Poilievre says, it's axe to tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. And it seems like a lot of Canadians are actually leaning towards, that saying. So what's your opinion on that saying? What do you think about that?
If minimum wage is increasing this much every year, it's a plus, but like that also means food's also increasing and rent's also increasing. It's like everything is just so stern in terms of money in Canada recently that it's just going to progressively keep getting worse if Liberals are elected.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're at McMaster University. In today's video, we're going to be going around. As I was saying,
forgive this second interruption, but this library day
I gotta wait.
Over. Finished, completed, concluded, kaput, and done. Clean up, pack up, and bundle up. Stay warm, but be cool, marauders.
Yes, sir. Got the message. As I was saying, in today's video, we're going to be going around, as usual, talking to the locals, hearing out the opinion with the way the economy has changed. Sorry, actually, talking to young Canadians. After all, we're the next generation. And sometimes I wonder, what does the average young Canadian like myself, my age, what do they think about the economy? Because we know a lot of things have changed, and just like I said, we're the next generation. We're gonna take over next. So in this video, I'm not looking for no good answer or bad answer. Literally their take and their opinion, and who do they think is the right person to step in office and make a change with this upcoming election. Whenever that's gonna happen, we still don't know when, but yeah. So anyways, to any McMaster students watching this video, let me know in the comments what program you're in, and yeah, just engagement, etc. in the comments. I want to see something cool, and let me know what university I should go to next. I'm open for it. Let me know in the comments. Drop universities down below, but it has to be in Ontario. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, just like I always say, if you're someone who's new to my channel, or if you've been watching my videos for a minute now, if you really enjoy what I'm doing, and the best way for you to support me is literally by liking this video and subscribing. I feel like I'm yapping too much, so let's get into this video and talk to the young Canadians and hear their opinion with the way the economy has changed. Let's get it. Hey, who am I here with?
Amen. Ayo.
Mahadine, Mitha,
Lakshan,
Manya?
And
Oscar.
first of all, how you doing, Amen?
I'm doing good. How about you?
So anyways, Amen, what's it like being a student at McMaster?
I love being a student at McMaster. I'm glad I chose it over Western like 4 years ago. I made really good friends and made my best friends at McMaster. They sadly graduated, but I've made it's so easy making friends at McMaster because it's so diverse.
So my friend, we know Canada has changed a lot. In your own opinion, based off of what you've seen on social media, would you say that we're heading the right way?
I would not say so. I think we're heading, the pendulum is swinging right towards populism right now, kind of following Donald Trump with Pierre Poilievre, which is, I think, is probably going to win the next election, much to my dismay, but that's why I think we're heading right now. We're looking, a lot of people are calling for mass deportations just because it's easy to blame immigrants for a lot of our problems. Even though instead of looking down and blaming the people who are, I want to say just given what, I don't even know how to articulate this. Anyway, instead of just given what essentially they're just receiving what they can, look up to who are creating those circumstances. Because it's not their problem that they're just coming here and blah, blah, blah. It's a policy issue. I'm not saying no more immigration, but it needs to be done in a better way, and I feel like that's what Canadians are calling for.
Would you say that our immigration system is broken?
In some ways, yes. I feel like it's very popular to take the xenophobic lens, we need to stop letting immigrants into the country, and that's not accurate. If you look at I want to say a geographical graph of Canada, we're an aging population, we need immigrants coming in with our current economic system. This is just the way it is. It's the way it works. So that's what they were trying to kind of prevent from letting all these immigrants, but now we're seeing like it's seeding dissent and a lot of like hatred for them. So it's like, how do we address this and keep on letting people in or being like our inclusive Canada? Does that even exist? What are the policies that we can do to make that happen?
So guys, we know a lot of things have changed in this country. So my question for you guys, what's your take with the way things are going in this country?
Okay, honestly, I don't like the inflation stuff because let's say like 10 years ago, if we were to buy diapers, that would be like $2, $3. Now it's like $25. So imagine buying like 10 grocery items with like tomatoes, celery, whatever, grapes. It would like amount to like $30. But now if you were to actually go to like, for say like Walmart or Metro, it's worth $110. That's not worth it. That's why I say I hate Trudeau.
Wow, that was a curveball. Why do you say you hate Trudeau?
Because of him, inflation's happening. We need like a better leader. Honestly, I feel like I could do the job.
Think so, huh? Before I get to you real quick, who do you think, is the right person to step in there and make a change?
Out of all the candidates, Paulier, I don't know, whatever his name is. What's his name?
Polyev. Yeah, Pierre Polyev.
Huh?
Olivier or no?
No, it's Pierre Polyev.
Yeah. I would say, like, based on, like, how he says, he seems genuine. Like, I don't agree on some stuff. Because, I think he's trying to make Canada like America, honestly.
51st date. Shit.
I don't know if he's with that. I think, yeah, he's not with that, yeah. So you're saying Pierre, huh?
Yeah, Pierre, for sure.
So you like some of the policies, what he's saying, basically, it's attracting you.
Like how he says he wants to cut, like, carbon tax. And, like, a bunch of other taxes, which would, like, honestly help us. And he's trying to raise, like, people's salary, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me on that.
Would you say your vote is going towards Pierre Polyev?
Yeah, 100%.
From what I'm seeing on social media, people are saying that Canadians are getting placed behind others in this country. Would you say that equality is still a thing in this country?
I would say that, yes. Like, yeah, equality, everyone's equal. I think you have there's a tendency to view the Canadian citizen, since you were born here, you are the subject to different, I want to say, policies and expectations, and you think yourself you deserve things because you've lived here longer, and there's something to be said for that. But there's also something to be said about our policy. As Canadians, we've kind of situated ourselves in the international scheme as we're supposed to be peacekeepers, we're supposed to be letting all these immigrants in. So how do we reconcile both of those identities, keeping our inclusivity intact?
I wanna add something about the immigrants. I don't want to sound like I'm attacking them. For anyone watching this, I know Canada is known to be a diverse country. We're known to just accepting all different types of people, etc., etc. So in your own opinion, do you think that it's right that they're getting houses and shelters while homelessness of Canada aren't really getting that support?
I think it's a lot of fear mongering. I don't know how, I'd have to look at the data more. I don't know how true, they're getting housing, they're getting this, they're getting that. But the thing is, when you accept immigrants, there is an expectation that you provide them housing, social services, and other things. So it is the expectation coming in here. Obviously, you're it's almost like us versus them type of thing, where it's Canadians versus immigrants, and it doesn't have to be this way. They're coming in to integrate towards Canada, keeping their own unique cultural identity. And by we're not supposed to be divided. We're supposed to be connected and ensemble. Sorry, the French came in together more. So yeah, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but yeah.
Tu parles français?
Ouais, un petit peu. Je parle français.
Okay, my bad. So hey, we're a supreme Canadian here,
I think I'll be voting for the Conservatives, in my opinion.
Why do you say Conservatives?
Because I think that the Liberals, sorry, yeah. So I think that in the past years that the Liberals have been in power, they've shown that they can't govern the country the best. I mean, all I have to do is look at the numbers. If I look at inflation, I know it's worse. If I look at housing pricing, I know it's worse. And overall, I think the standard of living for the average Canadian has gotten worse over the years. And I think that it can be attributed to the Liberals, and even if it's like even if they're getting more blame than they really deserve, they're still the ones in power, and changing who is in power should change like our situation. And so I think if I vote conservatives, due to, like, for example, what I've seen Polyev say, because he's like the leader of the conservatives, it sounds more in line with what I would like to see. Would you like me to get more specific?
Yeah, you can go into it. Go ahead. All you.
Well, yeah, like I mentioned before, just like this, like the cost of living. I think that he values more how much our money like goes on, and how much our money is worth. And so I would like to see some of the policies he's been talking about be implemented. And on top of that, I think he will keep his word more than Trudeau, because he has kept like the same rhetoric since he's been in like high school, or yeah, like I say, like even in the good like past decade, he's said similar things. So yeah.
Emily, taking notes? Are you taking notes? Because you hear this?
Like, listening to your answer, all I said was, I'm going based off of the knowledge I don't have.
You need to educate yourself. I think it's important that everybody educates themselves, because like elites will take that to advantage. If you don't educate yourself on who you're voting for, then you'll just be only seeing what the like large media is showing, and that is often controlled by the elites in the government. So educate yourself as much as possible and vote for who you really think will hold your values, because then our democracy and your ability to vote will actually like be contributed to who is in power more. So yeah.
Now, with everything you just said, you know, going back to Justin Trudeau, in your own opinion, would you say that life has been harder for some Canadians to live ever since Justin Trudeau has been in power? For some Canadians,
life has been harder, like ever since he's been voted in. I think for many Canadians, yes. There may be in some areas where he might have improved standard of living. I'm not sure if I can list specifically, but I'm sure it's not like all completely bad. But I would say the vast majority of Canadians care a lot about like how much living costs, such as like the basics like housing, food, and all that. And that has, I would say, definitely gotten worse over the past few years. So easily I could say that standard of living has gone down since he's been voted in. Yeah.
well said. By any chance, do you know who Maxime Bernier is?
Maxime Bernier.
Yeah, Maxime Bernier.
Bernier. I feel like that rings a bell, but I'm not sure.
He's running. He's a PPC for the PPC.
PPC. Yes.
No,
Yes.
PPC, People's Party Canada.
Yeah. PPC. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I heard of that party. That one has like what 2% right now in the polls. It's like small. What were they considered to be on the like more right side of the politics? I think that's what it was. But I think, yeah, I've heard of him. Let me think. I'm not sure exactly what his policies were. See, I should look into this more as well. I don't have that much time, but I think I've gotten to hear other people's words more than theirs. So if I hear theirs, I'll see. Maybe I will vote for them. But I haven't really heard too much about them. Yeah, sorry.
What do you think about the other candidates? So like, you know, NDP, Green Party.
Okay.
Do they like attract you in any way?
So let me start with the NDP. The NDP has been sort of on the liberal side and like supporting them, and which allowed them to get in power in the first place. It helped them like lead in the polls. So I don't think I would be voting for NDP because they were assisting the party that made like living harder in Canada. And I also just think that the Conservatives have a like hold more like the things that I want to see implemented more than what the NDP is putting up. And then also for the Green Party, that's like an interesting one, because I hear, you know, like I know it's good to support green development and helping the planet and all that, but I think to me, I would rather have a better life. But you see, that's something to think about. I think that if I voted Greens, my money would be like worth less, and I would like to vote Conservatives instead. They just hold the cake for me.
I want to go over back to Pierre Poilievre. You brought him up earlier. You said that it seems like, you know, he's gonna win this upcoming election. So what do you think about Pierre Poilievre?
I'm not a fan. I think he's a populist leader. I don't think he's going to be good for Canada. He allied himself with Trump along with the Albertan premier, which is very typical for Alberta. They're very conservative. I think Canadians are very upset with the way Trudeau has run the country. There's a lot of dissent towards that. So even with him stepping down and a new Liberal leader coming in, it's still not going to be enough for the Liberals to win this thing. I'm a very left-wing person, so I will be voting probably NDP for this election. But I think ultimately I'm kind of like disillusioned by the whole system. I care deeply. This is my country. I grew up here. I have plans to I want what's best for it at the end of the day. But I'm kind of, I want to say, resigned to the fact that this is just the way it's going to be for the next 4 years. And obviously this is such like a vital moment when it comes to like climate change, climate action. I'm very nervous about that because I don't think he's going to make choices that are less than ideal for like climate activism. Like he was talking about carbon tax is a huge thing. So he was talking about like not taking away the carbon tax. And I know a lot of Canadians, they're seeing it come out of like their money. They're like, what am I going to do with the carbon tax? Especially a lot of like blue-collar employees who are working at like car factories and etc. like that. And I think of instead of, because often what happens when you see like this big shift and change, it does not affect, I want to say, the richest of the rich, the top. It affects the people who are struggling to get by, the blue-collar workers. Their jobs are getting cut. And that's why they're blaming the immigrants, because they're seeing all these changes and what's changing along with it, immigration policy. So that's what they're blaming. It's not right that they're blaming them. Who's creating the conditions for that? It's the CEOs that are saying, we're going to cut costs here. It's cheaper to hire these employees than these employees. And we need to change that rationale so that we're valuing our employees equally, so that everyone gets a better shot.
What's your take with the way things are going in this country?
I think like the worst part is like the housing market, because like, you know, we're young, we're all trying to like move out, get a house one day, and the way that things are like looking right now, it's like not looking good. Because, you know, when my parents came to this country, it was like it was still like houses were still obviously expensive, but like it wasn't as bad as now. Like, you know, I heard people being like a one income like family household wouldn't be able to like make it in Canada nowadays, which is like, you know, I feel like that's not good.
Yeah. What do you think has caused for inflation to rise in this country? I know it's a big question, but like based off what you have seen on social media or just in general.
Based off what I see in social media, I don't know, people just bash Trudeau for it. Because how long has he been president? 8 years?
9 years.
Yeah, so he definitely had to do something for it.
So one of the reasons was like, he keeps printing money in order to pay something off. I forget.
To other countries, you know, keeps paying other countries but not taking care of his people.
That's why like everything's super taxed. You have the GST, you have carbon emissions, all the other taxes too.
In the past, right, Justin Trudeau gave away over billions of dollars outside of the country. And do you guys think that it's right that he has done that?
Oh, to Ukraine? Nah, I don't think that's right. I don't think they like, you know,
He needs to put his,
when his own like people in his own country are struggling, I don't think he needs to be giving like millions to a different country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, first you gotta fix the home before you buy a new one.
And my friend, who do you think is the right person to step in office and make a change?
Honestly, I don't even know. It's like what he said, the Conservative Party. But there's also like downsides, you know, because I don't know, like the ideology behind like Conservative. There's some good stuff like financially, and they're also like, you know, they have like some stricter policies. They're like more like Trump. But I think that could be fine because end of the day, like financial stuff really matters to most of the people in Canada, especially right now.
If Pierre Poilievre does win this upcoming election in 2025, what's the first thing that you think he's going to do for this country?
The first thing, well, I hope I can never tell you what the first thing he's gonna do because like he's not like really obligated, but I would say he is obligated in the way that he's got there in the first place through what he said he's gonna do. So it would make complete sense that he holds his word, which he said was that he was gonna reduce tax.
Axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I think he will hold to his word for those things because he's been saying similar words yeah, going back to even when he was in high school, like I said before. So I think if you're consistent in what you're saying, then if you're voted in power for what you've been saying, that you will keep, like you will implement what you have been saying for the past like decade or maybe more. So yeah, I would believe so.
Would you say that Canada is heading the right way?
Definitely not.
And why do you say that?
Because rent prices in Hamilton especially have gone up so much, and it's like I'm paying the same amount as if I were to get a shoebox in Toronto, and like I'm still getting a shoebox in Hamilton. Yeah, I was paying around like $400 in rent first year, and now I'm paying like $800, so it's like insane. And $800 is like the average student housing in Hamilton right now. It's not even like an apartment, it's like a student house.
Holy I'm gonna cuss, but so basically inflation has went up, huh?
Definitely, yeah.
And what do you think has caused for, inflation to rise in this country? I know it's a hard question, but
I would say like the billions of dollars Trudeau sends to Ukraine instead of like helping his own people in a sense. I would say that.
And how
definitely more reasons as well, but that's just one of the ones that like really trigger me, because like he should be helping our own people, but he sends billions and billions every year. I'm glad he's out though, so like he can't be sending that much more, but I don't think it's headed in the right direction at all.
And in the past, we know, just like you said, Trudeau has sent billions of dollars. And why do you think he has done that?
Why he has done that? To help the Ukraine war, which I get, but it's like an absurd amount of money if you think about it, because we do have such a bad homelessness crisis in Hamilton and Toronto. It's like even happening in Cambridge now. That's where I grew up, and it's like just a small town, but we're starting to see a lot of homeless people there as well. And I feel like he just decided to do the no HST, no tax on certain items just so he could get reelected again. But he just willingly dropped out, so that's good.
Like in today's society, right, we see that the average young Canadian can get a job. And it seems like a lot of people are also saying that, like, in today's, like, when you go either to McDonald's or Tim Hortons, they say that they don't see young Canadians work anymore. Once again, I don't want to sound like I'm attacking anyone. It's really based off on what others I've interviewed, and that's what they're saying. So my question for you is, in your own opinion, do you think that these businesses are getting grants or discounts to hire newcomers and nothing to hire Canadians?
I don't know anything about that policy in particular, if they're getting grants to hire businesses. I know I can relate to the struggle, like a lot of like young Canadians being unemployed. It's hard to find a job these days, and I think that speaks for the wider global like economy right now. It's harder to get a job. I want to say like there's been a shift amongst young people where they want better working conditions. They want to work from home more. They want things that these CEOs of these companies, these leaders do not want to give them, and they're kind of trying to create an environment where it's like you get this or you get nothing. So obviously like some people are choosing to kind of, I want to say choose nothing at this point. Obviously like desperation has a lot to do with it too. Like what I want to say, it's the race to the bottom. Like what conditions are you willing to accept? And then the bar keeps like dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. Of course it's worse in developing nations, but in Canada I want to say there's a little bit of that at the same time.
Okay, now back to Pierre Poilievre. The polls are showing that the Conservatives are going to take this, and you said that you're not really with what his policies, right?
No.
Okay. So there's a saying that Pierre Poilievre says, it's axe to tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. And it seems like a lot of Canadians are actually leaning towards, that saying. So what's your opinion on that saying? What do you think about that?
I think he's a lot of talk, and we'll see what he does, but I feel like similar to Trump, he's a lot of talk, and I don't foresee any action. The first thing that Conservatives do, they want lower taxes. They're going to cut public services, and where are you going to see that? You're going to see that in healthcare, you're going to see that in education, and then they're going to give more tax breaks to the CEOs, billionaires. That's what they're going to do. So it's like they're giving us all these things, but at what cost? So fund the healthcare system. I work in healthcare right now. I'm a business clerk at a hospital, and I see the results of the nursing shortage and how run down our healthcare system is, especially after the and it's disheartening to see like how much we're struggling. And like, so obviously like housing is a huge issue and all these social services, but like what services, because he wants to cut, what services are going to get cut? because I know something's going to get cut. Obviously, healthcare is on a provincial level, education's on a provincial level. We could talk about Doug Ford, but like on a national scale, there are still services that are going to get cut, and I'm scared about that. That's my concern.
You know, we've been seeing that Trump has kind of been trolling Canada lately, you know, with his comments on Canada becoming the 51st state. What do you think about that? Do you support on Canada becoming the 51st state?
I kind of do. I only say it because taxes would be so much lower if like Trump actually does promise that, and as well as we'd get a higher income for our jobs as well, because states, like most people move to the states for a higher paying job anyways. I wouldn't mind if Canada became another state, to be honest. It's kind of a win-win situation. Sure, it like kind of loses its value as being like its own country, but
Would you say that we would lose our culture?
definitely, yeah, 100%. We would lose our culture because then we just become like one of them, like people of the states, and like people of the states are like kind of have a bad rep already. We try to be like a cleaner version of the states, essentially, and if that happens, it's like we're just one of them.
I know you already gave all your opinion on why Canada should become the 51st state, and you know that's with our tax being lowered and all that. So my question for you is though, in your own opinion, do you think that we would actually start seeing some positive effects in our country or negative effect if we were to become the 51st state?
It's like a middle ground because that would mean we would get all of the states' laws as well implemented into Canada, and with how terrible the gun laws are in America, that would be also added on to Canada if it were to become another state. Don't think that's a really good positive, to be honest. I think gun control is definitely something needed in a country, and that's one thing I really hate about the states because it's just everywhere. Even if we don't see it on the news, it's like happening every single day. Kids are finding like guns in their parents' bedrooms. Like, it shouldn't be something that's so open source.
But we see that the average Canadian nowadays, like it takes months for them to see a doctor. What do you think has caused for Canadians to kind of be on the waiting list now?
It honestly comes back to lack of funds in healthcare. It sounds like so simple, but it's like, that's literally what we need. We need more money, and that's literally it, point blank, period. We need more money, and people are probably going to be like, well, if we need more money, we have to raise the taxes. But taxes for probably regular Canadians that are probably watching this, I don't want to tax you. I have no interest in that. What we need to tax is the ultra wealthy, I want to say the Loblaws CEOs. We need to tax the companies that are making millions and billions of dollars, and we need to tax them, give that money, inject it into our healthcare system, our educational system, which is like a whole separate issue, but it's still like so palpable, and that's what's shaping young Canadians. So that there's not this distaste for public healthcare, because you go to the public healthcare, you have to wait like, let's say 8 hours to be seen in the worst case scenario in the emergency room, and then when you come in, you don't feel like you're getting the best care because they're all burnt out, they're all like, what do you need, da 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 da. So you're not getting the best care, so you're like, okay, well, let me go private now, and then you're getting better care. But why? Because it's underfunded. So if you put Doug Ford, if you put all of the money that they're currently putting towards like privatizing the healthcare system towards the public healthcare system, you would get better care. More people would get better care instead of creating a two-tiered system that you're going to see if we do pursue the private healthcare system. Because again, like America, there's going to be private insurance, and that comes with this whole other set of problems. I want to say always, never, like when they say like we want to raise taxes, I never think that should come out of like the average person who's struggling to get by, can't afford groceries, can't afford rent, because that's what a lot of young people's situation is now. I want it to come from the ultra wealthy, those who are making massive amounts of money, have it in overseas bank accounts. There's a whole host of problems when it comes to taxation like that. But instead of, I want to say, creating this environment where I want to say like corporations thrive and they get tax cuts, and it's like, if we give you this tax cut, then you're going to go to the city and you're going to give all these people jobs. But the thing is, like, if we had that money, the tax cut money, for other things like healthcare, education, other public services, then we'd be in a lot better place. So I want higher taxes. I don't want higher taxes for the average person. I want higher taxes for the people who are not being taxed enough, I think.
I want to go back to NDP. I'm curious. I want to know why you're voting for NDP. What are some policies you like about Jagmeet Singh?
I haven't been following Canadian politics for a little bit because I was in France for 9 months. So I'm kind of out of the loop when it comes to that. I know that Jagmeet Singh, he is, I want to say some controversy about him and the Liberals and stuff like that. But for me, it's less about like his current policies and more about his overarching ideology, which is more like people focused. But honestly, I don't see it like for me, there's no ideal party. I want like essentially like an overhaul of the entire political system. That is not like feasible now, and I don't think anyone's gonna go for that now. There's not as much dissent as there probably should be in order to have what I'm looking for, but it's more about the ideology that underpins him. It's more leftist, and it's more where I'm coming from, which is focusing on more like taxing the billionaires. That's such like a line, but like it's what we want in actually like tactile terms, not just something we say, and funding the things that need to be funded.
What do you think about the Liberals?
I'm not a fan. Like I feel like a lot of people can relate to that sentiment. I'm not a fan. There's a lot of dissent against Trudeau. I agree with most of it. I feel like it kind of brings people from all across the political spectrum to hate him, and I think that's so interesting just because we don't agree on a lot of things, but we tend to agree on that, which is so funny to me. Not a fan. I did vote for them in the previous election just because I feel like oftentimes you're told to vote for whoever has the better chance, and you don't want to throw your vote away on a candidate that doesn't have any chance, so you're stuck in kind of this dichotomy. I want to say this is also about reforming the electoral system. First past the post, get that out of here. We need like more like rank systems. That's also part of the problem. But as far as a Western democracy goes, I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, it's like, I want to say, it's a sign of the times almost that we take this populist term, we go up here, pro Lviv, and it is what it is. Liberals, I think they're conservatives in a different hat. I think all of them are they're essentially, they're all the same thing in a different hat. They just dress it up however they like. You'd like to think that they would fund more public services. I honestly don't know enough to say whether that's true or not. I know the MP for Burlington, at least, they did fund $10 a day like childcare, which was positive. So that was good. So with every government, there's like its flaws and the things that it does well and the things that it doesn't do so well. So yeah, I think overall, yeah.
Would you say that the Liberals are more focused on staying in power right now instead of them actually like focusing on what's going on in this country?
Liberals staying in power. Well, I think the point of any political system is that they want to stay in power, so I think that would be true for any of the parties. I think they see themselves losing the Canadian public, so they're trying to compensate for that. We'll see where that goes. Yeah.
All said. And my last question, what's one message you got for all the young Canadians watching, or just in general, for anyone who's watching this video?
Don't lose hope. There is a better future, and we can make a better future, and our circumstances now do not have to be our circumstances forever. And don't be disillusioned by our times. A better world is possible, and we will make it possible.
I was gonna say, when I was still like in high school back home, there was this thing that all my seniors back in high school were coming to Canada, and it was also something I was looking forward to doing. Like I was like, oh, when it's time for me to go to university, I want to come to Canada, because it was like, oh, come to Canada, you're gonna get a job, but immediately you graduate, all this good stuff. And now, I've had like a co-op opportunity, and it took me like a while to get. I've also had friends. I've had people looking for job opportunities, and the whole immigration process is not as rosy, because I know people some people, like after university, you would get a job easily, like before, and like if you're looking to immigrate permanently to Canada, that was easier to do. But now you have so many people in the poll. Yeah, it's not the Canadian dream. Like, like previously, people thinking that, oh, just come, just finish, and you get a good job. It's not really like that anymore. So I would say it's definitely a good opportunity, like to get good education. But at the same time, just always be on the watch out to see like how things are changing, how policies are changing, and how best you can position yourself to make the best choice of whatever is going on. Like I know like things are getting harder, but at the same time, things are getting harder, but you're tougher. You are tougher, so you can position yourself and, you know, take wise decisions, wise steps, and I believe we can do this. We can, yeah.
Would you say you're blessed?
I would say I'm blessed, yes.
So Emily, what do you think is true intelligency?
I would say being in touch with not only your mental emotions, but your physical emotions as well.
Do you think you're an intelligent person?
I would say I'm an intelligent person.
What's 2 + 2?
4.
Good job. That wasn't too hard, huh?
No.
But anyways, Emily, so the point of this video, today I'm going around on campus, talking to young Canadians, hearing out the opinion with the way Canada has changed / the economy. And I know you're a good friend of mine, and I know you're pretty educated on this. So what do you think about, you know, Canada, based off of what you have seen on social media, or just in general, with the way things are going on in this country? Would you say that Canada is heading the right way?
Oh my God, wait, pause. Do you mean like in an... Wait, I'm asking a question.
Oh, sorry.
Do you mean like in an economic standpoint? Or like, Dawson? Or wait, did I just... Do you say your real name on that?
It's okay. Yeah, you said my real name, but I'm pretty sure they didn't get that. You didn't say it right, so
Okay.
that did not sound like my name. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, whatever. Would you... Put the mic down. Would you, like, do you mean in an economic... Oh, I don't know much about economics.
Oh, political-wise.
Oh, God. I mean, I just saw that Trudeau's done. That's about all I know. I would say that him being done is probably a good thing, because I don't think that he's an intelligent person, based off of probably everything he's done in the past that's come out. I can confidently say that it's a good thing that he's gone. That's about all I know.
Are you gonna miss Justin Trudeau?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I never really cared about him.
Like I'm trolling too much. Let me lock in. All right. Anyways, we know the elections are around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, and you can vote now, right? So, is there anyone that you're leaning towards a bit, or thinking that could solve this crisis that we're facing in this country?
Oh God. Okay. Can you get that? Like, it's right in my face.
All right.
Let me see.
All right.
I would say. Oh my God. What would I say? You do not know how to hold a mic.
He's about to
right
lock
there.
in, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't think of my words. Okay. I would say that the only person I've seen trying to make their voice heard is Polyev. I obviously need to do my research, obviously, first, but I would say Polyev, like, so far, based off of the no knowledge I have.
Based off.
Yeah.
She said, based off the no knowledge I have. That's funny. I never heard of that one. But all right, Emily, thank you so much. You know, hypothetically speaking, if Justin Trudeau was watching this video, what's one message you have for him?
Fuck you, yo.
Yo, ça c'est pas gentil. On est des Françaises.
Yes, but I've seen some of the shit he did. Sorry, I've seen some of the...
No, you can cuss. I just can't cuss.
Oh, I can? Okay, I've seen some of the whack-ass shit that he's done, like, in the past, and I don't care if it's like, when people say, oh, people can change. He's only publicly apologizing about things now because everyone knows about it. If no one found out about the shit that he did, he wouldn't be apologizing.
Yeah.
Am I right? Or am I right?
Oh, that's for them to decide. I can't really, give out, because after all, I can't be biased. Mais je pense qu'ils ont compris,
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oui.
Wait,
Est-ce que c'est pas en français ou quoi? Like, did you lose your French? What's going on?
No, it gives me PTSD.
Comment?
You know exactly why.
Non, yo, je comprends pas maintenant. Faut parler français.
I'm not speaking French. I'm not speaking French.
You're a supreme Canadian. You need to use your French at all times.
No.
Hey, this has been going on for like the past 20 years that we've been knowing each other. So, yeah, this is not good looks.
No, it's not. It's not, but I'm not speaking French in public.
Anyways, you wanna close it off?
With what?
This video. This is like the last clip, by the way. You're closing this off. You're closing the video off.
How do I close it off?
I don't know. Say what you gotta say.
Bye, guys. What? Oh, subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Merci. Anyway, guys, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you.
Thank you.
Merci. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Just like I said earlier, let me know in the comments what university I should go to next. What university you think about, Emily?
Toronto.
UFT?
Yes.
It's an interesting one, there's a lot of international students there, but I think it'll be interesting. It'll be a really good video.
I just want to see Drake.
I'm not putting Drake in my videos.
You what?
I'm not putting Drake in my videos.
Don't put Drake in your videos. You don't like Drake?
I didn't say that.
Then why not in your videos?
Because I love Drake.
The free clout from Dimani.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. He doesn't need any more clout. He can give you clout.
I don't need Drake's clout. I have a positive community. I like my community. I like this.
Actually, that was kind of diss. I didn't mean it in a diss way. At all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, time to go home, Emily?
Yes.
All right, let's go home.